Hey, how can I help
How you
you?
doing? I have a coin I think you might be interested in.
Okay.
It's a steel penny. Are you familiar with those?
Yes, I am. Whoa. It's a 1944 steel penny. That is really neat. I know there's less than 100 of them in existence.
From my research, there's less than 30 that exist.
Okay. You know, I own a pawn shop and I deal in a gazillion different things, so I can't know everything, even though my kids tell me I'm a know-it-all.
I'm coming to the pawn shop today to sell a 1944 steel penny. This is a very rare coin. It was given to me as a gift for my 70th birthday. I know I don't look 70 years old, but I am as old as this coin.
It's amazing. This is a really, really weird coin. This coin isn't supposed to exist. It was,
That's correct.
you know, World War II happens along. I mean, just everything was rationed. Bacon was rationed. And, you know, the U.S. government came along and says, hey, you know, we make tens of millions of pennies every year. Basically told the U.S. Mint, you have to make cents out of something else because copper is a war metal. So they started making, you know, the cents during 1943 out of steel that were zinc plated, and everyone absolutely hated them. People were confusing the steel cent for a nickel or a dime. So in 44, we stopped making the steel pennies. But when you're making tens of millions of cents, you know, there were steel bends and stuff like that, and they think that like some of the blanks got like stuck in the corners and things like that. And when they were pouring them out into the machines, a few of these got made. This coin is one of the great mistakes of the U.S. Mint. And in general, when the United States Mint makes a mistake on a coin, that coin is going to be worth a lot of money. How much are you asking for this?
$102,000.
Whoa. I am going to call in a friend, look this thing over 100%. You know what I mean? For
102%.
102%, yeah. This is pretty amazing.
These 1944 steel cents and the 1943 copper cents are probably the most famous errors of the 20th century from the United States Mint. And you would not believe how many people have dug through mounds and mounds of pocket change trying to find one of these. Because if you find one, it's a gold mine, and we're looking at one of them right now.
Yes, you are, yes.
So how many of those actually got out into circulation?
Well, that's a big question because these were struck at all three mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. They struck, it was something like 2 billion cents in 43 and 44 at the three mints. And the total population of off-metal strikes is about 60. And most of them were struck at Philadelphia, like this one.
Okay.
May represent something like half the known population. However, it's still a rare coin.
Yeah, and there's only 30 of them out of a couple billion. That makes it pretty rare.
It's a very rare coin.
So what do you think this would go for?
Approximately $30,000. And
That seems awfully low to me.
it's a public auction, both of them.
That's okay, but you don't necessarily have to bring this coin to a public auction.
No, but public auctions are actually where the most realistic prices are set because every major collector in the world gets those catalogs because these are high-profile auctions.
There's many sites that value that coin a lot higher than that number.
But the auctions are very clear in determining the value of these coins.
Okay, all right. Have a good one, Dave.
All righty, thanks.
The value of $30,000 for this coin is extremely low. This is probably one of the rarest penny coins in existence. I don't know where the expert came up with that value.
It is what it is. If this thing, I would give you 25 grand for it.
No? I'm not sure you know what you have here.
Well, I know exactly what I have. I have something that I could probably sell between $30,000 and $35,000.
There's none for sale, though. There's none of these for sale. This is the one.
Okay,
This is the only one in the state of Nevada.
Maybe, but it's still what it is. What's the lowest you'd go?
You know, I'd drop it down to the minimum that it's valued at about $75,000.
Not gonna happen.
Then we will not be able to make a deal.
Have a good one, though. Thanks for stopping by, though.
No problem. I think the offer of $25,000 is ridiculously low, but I'll just keep it in the family, and somebody eventually will sell it for a lot more than I'm being offered today.